What's up, YouTube? Dr. Dabston here, and welcome to another build order guide. We will be covering the Abbasid Dynasty standard 2TC opening build here, and we will go ahead and jump right in. Right off the bat, first 6 villagers go directly, build a mill on top of the berries. I personally am an advocate of the 2 scout opening. Reason being is lately with the last update, you'll notice once these villagers finish the mill that the amount of food in each berry bush jumped up from 250 to 350, 100 extra bonus. That used to be a 250 bonus, so a pretty significant difference, and that ends up adding up over the course of the time of the game. So what we'll see here is that's why the 2 scouts, you'll end up bringing in more sheep, but not only that, as you get more vision of your opponent, you're able to see what he's got planned, see what he is going to be doing, and everything of that sort. Right off the bat, next build that comes out builds a house and goes to berries as well. So you'll notice that is 7 onto the berries, and we are already jumping on over to the gold mine now. And so 7 on to food. We will end up putting 4 onto the gold. First, we got to build that mine, though, and we will end up building the House of Wisdom with the next build that comes out as well. Some people build it with the second, some people build it with a third. I just typically go ahead and build it as soon as I can with that second one. That way I don't end up forgetting, because nothing is worse than the situation when you have the necessary materials to age up, but you don't have the House of Wisdom built. So went ahead and built that now. We're going to go 704. The 4 villagers onto gold will allow you to upgrade this wheelbarrow immediately once you get the necessary resources, as well as getting fresh foodstuffs, which is the key to the Abbasid Dynasty, and what really makes their civ have a significant economic advantage there in the feudal age as far as vill production. It makes them half-priced. So we see now that 4th villager is coming out to the gold. And this is the only kind of confusing part of the build, in my opinion. You end up going to straggler trees. And we built a mill first because we can utilize the sheep to fall back onto in case you get pressured by, longbows from the English or knights from the French, things of that sort. And that's really why I personally like to start on the mill rather than on the sheep at the beginning. And also this sheep is a good fallback food resource there. You'll notice I have the necessary requirements to age up here, and this is when I'll actually take 3 vills off and go to the straggler tree as well. This will allow the next drop off of all 5 of these vills to have enough for a lumber camp. So once these vills drop off, I will go ahead and have enough for that lumber camp, but I will let them make 2 trips. The reason being, you'll have enough for a lumber camp, and you'll go ahead and have enough for that wheelbarrow upgrade, because you want that wheelbarrow upgrade out as soon as possible. So right now, just bringing some sheep in. Like I said, that's the fallback point. Once we get the 150 gold and 50 wood, we will immediately queue up that wheelbarrow. So you'll notice here, after this next trip, I go ahead and bring these vills back over to the regular wood line. And this is when I should start getting vision of his actual base, start scouting out and figuring out what to expect. Next drop off will give me enough for the wheelbarrow. There it is. Let's go ahead and get a house going as well once we get the next drop off. I'm going to go ahead and move him back over to the regular wood line. And you'll notice I connected all the buildings here. That allows me to get this golden age bonus. Once you get 10 buildings connected, that will allow 10% additional gathering rate. The tier 2 is really when it starts amping up, because not only do you get gathering rate increase, but you get research speed as well. And now we started to, get vision of his base, everything there. What points are we gonna, try to focus in on? What is your opponent doing? Is he going military production buildings? What's going on over there? You'll notice we actually went with 10 onto wood here. Immediately queue up fresh foodstuffs right when you hit feudal. And I'm actually going to go with 9 on wood. Some people I've seen ranging from 7 to 10 on the wood there, and I think the big difference is all about how fast you need the stone. Are you going to end up getting pressured? Are you going to have, is this stone going to be a risk? If so, you can go to the stone earlier and go to the lumber later and send your stone bills back to lumber. But you also have this little lumber buildup as well before you have actually gotten before you get enough stone, the lumber buildup, because you are also able to build military production if needed. That way you can, if you see archers coming at you, you know that you won't be able to drop this second TC without maybe some horsemen protecting yourself for a bit. But now we have that 4908. The 4 villagers on the food will actually now start being a surplus once fresh foodstuffs. Before that, it allowed you to not idle your TC. And this is where I start sending back to food. You're gonna have more than enough here for for your town center here in just a second. You actually notice I have the 400 wood already built up. That's because I had a couple extra on the wood early, and I'm able to build any tower necessary if I need it for defense, or I can go ahead and get production out. At this point in time, I'm just kind of acting like, nothing's getting happen, no pressure's coming on. And this is the key right here that a lot of people focus on. I went ahead and did that drop right when I got the stone necessary, but you always want to drop your second TC on your next food source. That's one thing you'll notice the pros do. So actually, this one right here is going to sure up this deer as well as the berries over here. I could have, been, maybe it's a little greedy trying to get the deer as well. I could have done, forward golden berries, but even still, you'll notice now I have a good economy built up to be able to drop production buildings here. And now all new vills are going to be going out onto food, and I have a lot onto wood still as well. The wood's for production buildings, and then, if I want to go camel archers or horsemen, it will cause, those units cost a little bit of lumber to produce. And again, I do have this good buildup of sheep to fall back on. I also now have forward deer. I see, oh, okay, he's got stables. Do I need to go spearmen, or am I just going to want to go with my own horsemen? There's always going to be those options there. I can also start sending back to gold with the one mistake right here you'll notice is you always want to build a mill to get that extra food bonus, so to not deplete those berries. And then, like I said, you can start going back to gold. You can start going to get that good balance that you want to end up getting, and get military production out, get everything ramped up and rolling. And this is when you utilize those 2 town centers to just start being dominant. I see spearmen coming out. That's going to make me want to queue up archers, camel archers, everything of that sort. But these 2 TCs are going to cost just as much as far as production goes for 1 TC. So that's really one of the big bonuses about Abbasid. From here, it's going to, the rest of the build kind of just is dependent on the matchup. Against Delhi, you're going to want to contest sacred sites, start pumping out as much military as you can rather than rushing to Castle Age. But a lot of times you want to rush to Castle, because that is when Abbasid can build their siege on the field. They can get mangonels, even though they're nerfed pretty hard. They can build those on the field, build springles, everything of that sort, and are able to really just start taking control of the map once that castle age hits. They're able to utilize the 2 town center economy without running out of their food resources as fast as other civs do, such as, 2 town centers for French or Chinese Song Dynasty, 2 town center Song Dynasty, and that's really the big benefit to Abbasid. There's other builds that you see a lot of times in the Abbasid mirror. You will see 3 TCs rather than 2, and there's a little bit variance in the build order there that I can end up talking about. Or if you want to see it, just ask me questions in the Discord, or I might end up posting a video of that if we have enough interest there. But other than that, thanks everyone for showing out. Throw the subscribe, give it a thumbs up, throw some comments down below. Let me know what build orders you'd like to see. Let me know what improvements might be able to be made. Let me know what other stuff you might want to see as far as YouTube videos. Thanks for showing out. Catch y'all next time.